Any good application starts with a cold open. Hello, Mad Pat. I'm Dr. Manning, but you can just call me Doctor. Okay, I told myself I wasn't going to make that joke, but you are listening to my application for fitness theory or health theory. They, in the way, are the same, but people respond better to terms like healthy lifestyle versus exercise, though I'm not sure how that relates to what they click on, and, well, that's on you. Anyway, like any good application or theory, this video, too, will have a twist ending. This will not end the way you think it does. And Mad Pat, this will not end the way you think. Indeed, I have a whole second pitch for you after the first. But, speaking of first, let's get into it. Just like game theory and film theory mesh together and cross paths so perfectly, fitness and food can do the same. Utilizing my education makes this theory channel a more reputable source for lifestyle material. You would already have a leg up on most fitness blogs. Leg up. You would have made some kind of pun there. I don't think a leg up can stand for much else, but two legs, that could stand on its own. Pharmacists have a critical role in healthcare. We are a patient's last line if an improper medicine is prescribed. We are taught how to critically analyze primary resources for discovering clinically relevant material that can be used to create guidelines for every disease state. We then present this evidence to prescribers so they can make the proper choice in treatment. Evidence-based medicine, EBM. I don't think anyone calls it EBM, but that sounds pretty cool. The position that I would like to bring to team theorists is, well, being a clinical advisor, being able to answer most of your healthcare-related questions, and being able to properly break down clinical journals and present them from an unbiased view in a way anyone can understand them, whether that's in script form or just for you guys. From journals on if your first workout should be before or after your first meal, to which fast food app is best for making healthy choices. All TBD, but IMO, the best role any healthcare provider can play in someone's life is providing education that stops them from developing the disease states that end up taking their life early. So talking fitness theory, I've already done a mini brainstorm of sorts as to where the direction of the channel should go. I'm thinking things from like blog type videos, not necessarily personal blogs, though I'm sure getting to see your staff do experiments related to health and fitness will happen. I actually already have an exercise bike we can ride off. But more like educational blogs that are a bit biased in the results because they are more personal, I guess. Basically, these are results we gain in-house versus results we arrive at based on clinical evidence. An example would be deciding the best fast food app, like I mentioned earlier, for watching what you eat. This isn't information that will end up in a study on the best meals for diabetics, but is info viewers could use to start those incremental changes and help educate them on living a healthy lifestyle. Though not to say we couldn't make our experiments into clinical evidence, though. Probably the most intriguing part of this pitch and channel in general is the potential for a whole new revenue stream in the form of grants to run these studies or provide incentives for viewers to participate in these studies. This is to say another type of video involves you, Mad Pat, explaining the results of different clinical trials and discussing where they went wrong, what you would change about them, but mostly what we can take from them and how we can apply them to IRL. Together, we can answer the hard questions. Can movies motivate you to exercise? Does increasing your heart rate by playing video games count as cardio? Which fast food app is best for monitoring my consumption of said fast food? I just keep mentioning that. Should I eat before or after morning cardio? Okay, I'm definitely not the title guy. And yes, I do think those would make for great crossover topics. That's really clever. Don't pause the video just yet and start writing those scripts though. I may have done some of that just as an example. Let's see. What is the best fast food app with health in mind, with fitness in mind? Healthcare providers are encouraged to support incremental changes in patients, and patients generally try to avoid fast food, but this lifestyle transition can be difficult. I created a table, which of course I could go into great detail about if I were, say, writing a script, but for you, I created a table that compared all of the fast food apps found in the Google Play Store and the Apple Play Store. With assistance from another healthcare provider, we determined the best calories counting / carb counting questions we wanted answered. Using that information, we can come to a conclusion on which app is better for patients. Providing this type of education to a massive audience gives them the ability to make these changes in their life, to start their fitness journey, their health journey. So let's jump straight to the conclusion, straight to the juicy meat of this. The apps were more similar than originally suspected. Subway, who based their marketing on being a healthy option, was expected to be the best app for patients attempting to start their calorie / carb counting. But I was surprised to find my opinion changed, as the McDonald's app, the Wendy's app, and even the Chick-fil-A app. Did I mention I was in the South? But the Chick-fil-A app were found to be superior for patients with nutrition in mind. The biggest factors in coming to this conclusion were things that most people might not look for, but what a healthcare provider would look for. So sodium was a big one. Including sodium amount in the nutrition information was an important step. Including carb amount in nutrition information. Providing filters for patients to order specifically low-calorie options. Not attempting to sell more food at the completion of the order before the payments. So the McDonald's app proved to be the simplest in terms of use of finding nutrition information. Once the app is downloaded and open, the patient is only 2 taps away from choosing any item on the menu and seeing the nutrition information. So that is one win for McDonald's. Other apps, you needed an account to see the nutrition information, or even worse, you potentially only saw the calorie amount, the nutrition information at the end when you were already about to place your order. If I was going to pick a clear and concise winner, it would have to be the Wendy's app. They had carbs, sodium, they didn't try to oversell on me. You could even filter for under 300 calories, under 500 calorie options. The only other app that had that, again, was McDonald's. I think McDonald's would end up being a close second. That's very arguable. The only reason I decided to make it second is when I compared their reward system. Wendy's didn't have one, McDonald's does have one, but the rewards typically aren't leaning toward the healthier options. It's free fries, it's free this, which would make this a great crossover to see which app can get the best bang for your buck. So that's just a quick example, very quick. Obviously that could have been stretched into a 10 to 20 minute video. Hey, we can make it a 2-part video by incorporating fans. I mean, audience, participants, patients, theorists? Oh, and just add this in here, why Subway really didn't make the cut, as they didn't even include sodium information. I'm assuming that's just has to do with the lunch meat they provide, but that's an important aspect for people with high blood pressure, people who are in bad need of starting these incremental changes ASAP. Oh, did I say some? I meant 2 sums. You need to know when you should eat breakfast, or how will you wake up tomorrow? In bed, not eating or walking, because you don't know the answer to this question? So after a quick search through journal publications, you find generally 2 articles about this topic, and they come up with similar answers, though they are small populations. So I definitely could go over what I think they did wrong, what we could change about it, but this application is getting pretty long. So, can we apply this to real life? I'm not sure. The conclusion that they ultimately came to was that working out before you eat will increase your metabolism while you're eating more so than eating before, which I didn't expect, but I'm glad I learned it. This seems like a really fun topic to take advantage of your audience. With such a diverse viewership, we can really get answers to questions, health-related questions, fitness questions, on if clinical evidence that we already know exists really applies to real life. Alternatively, I can keep looking at studies. I could go deeper into different studies that may not have even known they were finding this information out. There's, of course, an abundance of journal publications that can be referenced here, so we wouldn't even need audience participation. We could come to a concise conclusion. So here's a twist you didn't see coming. I'm not doing a second pitch. This is the position I'm applying for. I've accepted it, a writer / clinical advisor / best friend. I decided to not bring up my passions and hype up some of the things I know you already want to start podcast. Instead, I'm just gonna end this with some seemingly random content I've made or am very close to that could be discussed in a follow-up interview or email chain.
Welcome to our extended universe. Shouldn't sound familiar cause we did it first. Making new material with every verse. God, we're so original. When I woke up this morning, there was no way of knowing I'd be dealing with a rabid chodling. The brosphere has a way of taking the least thought of thing in your mind and throwing it right in your face, usually with teeth. God damn you sack of sharp shit. I'm Agent William Hughes of Earth's Interdimensional Network. What's that, you may ask? You ever heard of the Boogeyman Kid? Well, we're the ones who boogie with the man. Like you.
This song's about Spider-Man.
I wish I could explain what's going down when I'm away. You're better off when I am not around. Please know it's useless if I stay. It's not the kind of life I plan out in my mind. The endless void with the senseless voice in my head saying the past is dead.
Mystery is solved, I
Woke up,
memorize the words, but
hold up,
you define the verse, that's
fucked up.
woke up today, forgot how it felt, now I made it right. Who's the bad guy? Dim the lights, see the night sky. Part of me is gone, it's a glimmer in the stars, don't forget how it felt, I
Wake up in a strange land, I'm a spaceman. Wake up in a strange land, I'm a spaceman. Wake up in a strange land, I'm a spaceman. Fuck the past, hit the gas with the game plan. Of course.
Is sparking. Controls are literally exploding in your face, effectively. Alarms are going off. You're losing visuals.
I want to throw Lone Star.
You throw Lone Star through the air. I'll give you that one for free. The last thing you hear is Lady Sark go, 2! Lady Sark's left hook crushes co-pilot's cockpit. Everything goes dark.
Also, I'm obsessed with Star Wars. I know all the canon stuff.
That's just an application. A job application.